university to do microbiology, so I was a passionate scientist and I was good at that. And you know, I went to university and I set my sights on getting a first. I was going to be academic, and I was academic. I got my first, but I also started rowing, and I absolutely loved it because rowing is just a completely different sport. You don't have to catch, throw, hit, run. And I got a PhD before I even got on the rowing team because I still didn't think I was an Olympian. So yeah, so I was my first Olympics. I first got on the rowing team when I was 27, and someone told me that actually being tall was good for rowing. So I signed up for it. So we come forward, bury the blades, and you push against the blades to kind of get all the, like a sprinter pushes against the block, so there's nothing wasted in that first stroke. And they call you through, and they just go, attention, go. So we take that first stroke, and it's good, and the next one, and the next one. And those first 20 strokes, you don't think of anything, you don't look outside the boat. It's just catch, finish, and it's just everything that you prepared. On my hand, I had 3 last little technical points, and they were the last thing I looked at before I started racing. And I'm just thinking about getting my back over, getting my hands up, and giving me the patience at the catch. In the body of the race, you're rating 34, 35, 36 strokes per minute. This start is maybe 45, 46 strokes per minute. It's so fast, it's so furious, and you one little slip up and it's all over. You know, before you've even started, it's all over. So we're completely focused. About here, about 200 metres, coming down to the first 250 metres. This is the point at when I'm first aware of where we are in the actual field. You know, you actually think about who's on either side of you, and already I'm aware this is so different from Lucerne. In the last race we raced, we were already up. We were already cruising. And here, everyone's come with us because it's an Olympic final, and they know actually, you know, all the other crews know that we'll beat them unless they do something special. And the Germans we've not raced. So everyone's in a line, apart from already aware, the Germans have slipped us by about a quarter to a third of a length. I can feel them moving away. We go through 300, down through 400, and now at this point we're already approaching towards 500 metres. There's the Australians, the world champions. In silver medal position, we're nearly very much 3 seconds behind the Germans, which is more than a boat length. These last 60 strokes, Debbie calls 10 strokes, and we just lay down those 10 strokes. Can't see them, we've got 50 strokes left, 10 strokes, and we lay down another 10 strokes, and we're upping the rating all the time, and we're absolutely into a flow. 10 more strokes, can't see them, got 40 strokes left, 10 more strokes, can't see them. And about this point, we're about 30 strokes left. Suddenly the grandstand start, apparently gets really noisy, I have no idea, because you're so buried in the race. 30 strokes to go, and suddenly I'm aware we're on them, we've started to catch them, I can feel them, and then each stroke, at these next 10, we absolutely take chunks out of the Germans. We are flying and the Germans are dying, and you know, at this point I'm aware of them, all the other girls start to be aware of them, so that, you know, that makes us really aware that we're gaining on them every stroke. And now we're into the last 20 strokes, and the last 20 strokes are like the first 20 strokes. You don't think about anything, you don't look outside the boat. All you care about is absolutely burying yourself. And all you care about in these last 20 strokes is that when you cross the line, you have absolutely nothing left. So all you're trying to do in these last 20 strokes is empty the tank. So you have nothing left that you can ever recriminate yourself for. You can't look back at any point of that race and think, you know, there's one stroke I could have pulled harder. So we're just trying to empty the tank. Here's the Germans. The Germans look absolutely annihilated, but they're hanging in. And we look down to the last 5-6 strokes here, and we're jacking up the rate. The rating's back up to 45, 46 strokes now. We're absolutely sprinting. But as you cross the line, there's that beep, beep. And I absolutely remember, we knew absolutely as we crossed that line, you know, I've had close races and that wasn't one. We're half a boat length behind. I knew absolutely in that moment the Germans had won and we'd lost. And you know, and that's what it feels like when you cross the line, and you can see now the Germans are kind of slow motion shot, the Germans, their hands up going, yay, and this cuts to us going, oh, you know, because like kind of chariots of fire, like, and that's what it feels like. And you know, to feel in that moment like we felt like we lost the gold medal, I think. And I think that, you know, it took me about a minute, and I had to you know, turn it around in my head in a minute, and I had to think, hang on a minute, you know, 4 years ago back in Sydney, what did I say I wanted to do? I said I wanted to come here and I wanted to get an Olympic medal, and that's actually what I've just done. I've actually just won an Olympic silver medal, and I think that was really important in that moment, because, you know, so many people, you make the choice really in that moment whether you have lost for the rest of your life or won an Olympic silver. And I think, you know, I think to remember where I'd come from, you know, I'd never even made it on the school sports teams, and just sitting there thinking, I'm trying to think, you know, flipping like I've won an Olympic silver medal, that's just the most incredible thing. And in that moment, I just remember I put my hands above my head, and you can see it on the video, I shook my head to get rid of any negative feelings, because, you know, we're all competitive people, and it's really important that we push ourselves and push ourselves on. But it's also really important, I always talk to people, I think it's also just as important to recognise when we've actually just got there and stop and celebrate, because too many times we push ourselves on and push ourselves on, and we spend our whole lives pushing ourselves on and never enjoy it. And I just decided that, you know, that I was going to enjoy it. And it was, you know, there are still, even after Beijing, there are still no British women Olympic rowing gold medalists. It's that hard, you know.